Then we went to Turkey and I got a hair transplant.
Then we fly from there to Istanbul, Turkey, and Chris and I are getting our hair done.
And it's been 6 months since I had a hair transplant surgery at Now Hair Time.
Well, I had a hair transplant. That was the dumbest thing I've ever done.
Oh, I got the hair. That's what's been going on. I'm like, what have I been doing? I got the hair rejuvenation again.
I'm getting my whole shit done, like in the back end, a little bit in the front, for like $2,000 US.
So hair loss. We've talked previously in the past about caffeine addictions in fitness industry, fake abs, natty or not, all this kind of stuff. We've recently seen that Christian Bumstead, Ian Vayer, and more recently Juji Mufu have all went on and got hair transplants. And because so many big names in the fitness industry have got this done, we just decided, let's talk about it.
Because so many guys getting it done, it's insane.
2 out of 3 men will experience male pattern baldness before the age of 35. Genetics are the most common cause of it. So if you have hair loss, it's your genes. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And recent study has said there's 287 genetic regions that can cause male pattern baldness.
Then when it comes to fitness industry, if you take in supplements,
it can really increase.
Yes, that's really speeds up that process, in a bad way.
I mean, my hair's retreated some because of age and gear use, but it hasn't really gotten much worse in the last 5 years.
Probably the most popular destination is what nowadays? Turkey.
More than likely it's Turkey.
Which I was surprised that even Bumstead went to Turkey with
Ian Vayer.
Ian and Vayer, yeah.
And even Greg Doucette said in the video afterwards that Greg Doucette, Ian Vayer and Chris Bumstead were going to go a couple of years ago when Greg Doucette did it. Mm-hmm. But Chris Bumstead and Ian Vayer said at the last minute they weren't going to go. Yeah. Greg Doucette went himself and he got the hair transplant. He felt he needed it.
Chris Bumstead and Ian Valer, they were supposed to go at the same time as I did, but at the last minute they ended up canceling.
And when it comes to hair transplants as well, like for example, Thor, he had to get it done twice. Again, we can say it's like because he takes these supplements and it's just because of these supplements your DHT production in your scalp increases, so your hair gets weaker and so far and so on.
The average age of people doing it is between 30 and 39, so that's where you're going to see the vast majority of people. Like we were saying, by the time you're 35, like 2 out of 3 people get bald. It's part of life. Like the big influencers, Chris Bumstead, Juji Mufu, Ian Vayer, Thor, Mike Thurston, Matt Mask, the arm wrestler, got done in Turkey. Like it's even though they're celebrities, they can't escape it. Yeah. It's just part of life.
So when it comes to hair loss, I had some experience too.
Yes. So I'll put some pictures on the screen if I can.
So
a lot of them are very graphic.
Yeah, very graphic. Yeah. So I started losing hair like fast, probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah. So you would have been late 30s.
Yeah, late 30s. Yeah, and it's like something clicked in my body, and
that was it.
That was it. Yeah, and I was like, right. I had no issues by shaving it. I was like, right, I'm just gonna shave it. It is what it is, I'm just keeping it very short. But then I started doing research. One guy really blew up on YouTube, and that's
Derek, MorePlates28.com.
So I started researching his videos, watching it, and I was like, okay, so I can always shave the head, but I said, right, I'll try to save it. To my surprise, it worked, because I was really gone. And you'll see the photos like Shane said. But with all these procedures, I was able to sort of stop it and maybe even get it back a little bit. It's still not perfect, but it'll never be at this point. Just 3 or 4 things that you need to do. Now, one of them is really painful.
Yes.
Like, I mean, really painful. I am talking about microneedling. And it has to be done weekly. Now, the problem is, like, I'm a pretty disciplined person. I like to think that I am. And I'm struggling. Sometimes, like, I skip a week because I know the pain that it gives you. But it's like the really one thing that helps you to saving the hair and maybe even accelerating regrowth. Yeah. When I started doing it, I saw the massive difference first 2-3 months. Like really, I saw a lot of like regrowth, So, but then you have to use the shampoos as well.
Ketoconazole the shampoos. Yeah. You have to use topical minoxidil.
Yes. So the problem is I am using that as well. I didn't start using finasteride until I think a year ago. I started and as well I cycle. But with minoxidil, you can't. You have to stay on it for like pretty much
For life.
For life, you know. But again, if you're not a disciplined person, you will struggle. Like I'm like I said, for me it's not an issue. I have a pretty strong routine in my life, so it's like I can do it like once or twice a day. Ideally, you need to do it twice a day, but I do it once or twice. You know, it depends on how the day goes for me. But you kind of have to be on it forever. Otherwise, the minute you stop, the shedding will start again, and you're gonna lose pretty much everything. So when you get that done, do they do microneedling afterwards? That's the question to me. Like, do they do I believe they do the shampoos. They have to do the shampoos. But like, I don't know about even finasteride and minoxidil, but like that microneedling, I think that's one of the most important things that you need to do in order for you to sustain that hair that you got it through the procedure. It's still very expensive procedures. Like they go between, like you can get it cheaper in Turkey probably for 2,000, but again, is the quality good of the procedure?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, we had some guys who like got a deal over there, you know, teeth and hair, you know, which is crazy combination. But
it's still very cheap. Like.
Yeah, it's still very cheap. I was surprised they were like for teeth and hair, they like paid only like 4,000 euros, which is like.
So like we were saying, it's grown a lot in the last few years. There's actually been a 10% market increase since 2016. So in less than 10 years, there's been a 10% jump. There's $4.5 billion worth of a market since 2022. Greg Doucette has done a great video basically talking about his opinion on getting a hair transplant.
Again, I don't know, is Greg using the microneedling thing, you know? But to me, like that, again, I think that's what needs to be emphasized, you know? Though you'll get the hair transplants done, you still need to still look after the scalp, because a lot of guys, they think that they got it done, the transplants, that's it. For the rest of their life, it's going to be all great and it's going to stay like that. But most of the times, it's not the case. Wayne Rooney, I think, the soccer player, how many times he got it done?
Well, at least it's definitely known twice. He's definitely got it done twice.
Here you go.
Because the follicles fell out. Then they say the likes of Matthew McConaughey, he says that he never got a hair transplant, that he used this magic shampoo and that the hair regrew. Like,
yeah, all of them, most of the they got it done. Like,
they got it done.
You know, all like, these Hollywood stars, and you know, like
the number is there. Sure.
Yes,
2 out of 3.
When it comes to Hollywood, like I love internet because like a lot of secrets coming out. You know, like it's people what before, like how they stay young, how they stay so beautiful and all that stuff. And now everybody's kind of like is like, oh, that's what you were doing. Like it's not a secret anymore, which is fine. It's better like the masses know their sort of I don't know secrets or whatever we call it.
The backroom stuff.
Yeah, the backroom stuff. So it's kind of nice that. Now all that stuff is coming out, and like normal people can go, and if they self-conscious about their looks, they can go and get the plastic surgeries done, abdominal etching done.
Abdominal etching, yes.
Yeah.
Like since I turned 25, I kind of start seeing
shedding.
Like we're saying, there's a few people we know personally that got it done. Some
good few people.
Some good, some bad.
Yeah.
Like it's something that we think this is a topic that should really be talked about in the comments down below. Like we really want to get people's opinions. Have you got a hair transplant? Have you thought about going for a hair transplant?
Does it bother you that you're going
bald,
or that you're losing your hair? Like, you know?
What age were you? Like, what age were you when you started seeing it? If it did happen. I know personally someone at 18 years of age was like 70-80% gone, you could say, in the hair.
Crazy.
Yeah, and he's done some of this regenerative hair growth, you say, like minoxidil, finasteride, microneedling. He's got back a good bit of it. I'll see if I can get a picture, if I'm allowed to put up the picture. But it's crazy that anyone of any age can get it, and especially when it comes to men, like 87% of people that lose hair are men. So it's really kind of concerning thing that like men really want to look after their hair, and it's understandable. So let us know in the comment section down below. It's a topic we really love to get your opinion on. Like always, if you made it this far in the video, please press the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you are subscribed, please press the bell icon. It'll keep you up to date with everything Lalas Brothers. We'll see you in a future video.
See you later, guys.